for the latest on my Javelin project, I'm going to cut the buddy seat out of this bench seat that came from the 71 AMT Charger, and I'm just going to use the center section here and attempt to use it in the Javelin to do the buddy seat. So first thing I got to do is take out my trusty razor saw and start cutting. I've already glued the two halves together. Not so sure if that was necessary or not. Let's see how this is going to work out. Okay. Okay, that half is done. Didn't come out too bad. Now for this side. That went flying down. So now it's 3 pieces. Might be able to save the outer halves for bucket seats for one of my 71 Chargers. Although I cut farther into the tread pattern on that one. But got some areas to fill. And it's still a little too wide, so definitely got some sanding to do. And trying to get it to fit right in there. It's pretty much fitting now. Do a little cleaning up with it. Still a little more sanding and shaping. And I'll paint that semi-gloss black as well and get that fitted in there. But I'm really liking how that's turning out. Well, just a little update on my Javelin's interior. Here's the buddy seat. It's all sanded and it's painted, ready to be placed in there, and it's going in there pretty well, looking pretty good. Get that in place. I will final glue that here soon, but I'm really happy with the way that came out. So I'll get that glued in here shortly, but I also wanted to show, if you can see the dash here, there's a something that was glued there at some point in time, so I decided I'm going to repair that. But I started dabbing some paint in there, so I'll keep filling with paint and then I'll sand it flush and give it a last coat of paint. And I'm using Tester's semi-gloss black. I really should buy this by the case because I use a ton of this stuff. I also put a marble, a little steel ball inside, my tester's bottles, so you can hear it shaking and rattling around there. Really helps mix them up. So a couple of dabs of paint here. And then we'll just add a couple of dabs of paint, let it fill up. You can see it's kind of flush at the moment, but it'll dry and shrink in there. I may have to do that a couple more times. So that's we're going to let that dry, and I'll do it a few more times, and then I'll show you the end result. Here we go. A little update on my thing. I glued the seat in, so that is now glued in place. That worked out really nicely. And then here, after letting the paint dry, got it in there, and used this for a sanding stick, just a normal popsicle stick, and then wrapped just some 400 grit around it like this, and then just did some sanding. So I got it pretty cleaned up right there, and then I will airbrush this the semi-gloss black to finish it out, and then we'll see how it turns out after that. Well, here we go with a little update. I finished sanding it smooth, got another layer of paint on there. It's looking pretty good. Next step is going to be wood grain on this front panel. I got to put wood grain on that, which will hide that damage a little bit better as well. So that's going to be my next step, is I'll paint that on there and show you that. Okay, and here we go on this one. You can see I brushed on the flat brown paint. I like to brush it on. Kind of digs through and gives you a little bit of the wood look to it, which I really like. And you can see repaired this area, and the damage is hidden from whatever that was glued on there, and it's coming out pretty cool. Still got some highlights to do, painting up the gauges and making them look a little more real, and pick out some of the details on that. So I've got just a little bit more to do, and this is pretty much done. Painted the rim, the wood rim on the steering wheel, and I also got the highlights inside the interior on both sides on the door panels. So this interior is pretty much done. But real pleased with how this is coming out. So I'm going to finish detailing some of this stuff up. And if you're wondering, I just plain old Testors brown here. It's flat brown, kind of a tan color. I like to use this on all the wood. I also have actual wood in the Model Masters. It's a little bit darker, but it just depends on what I see in a reference material and which one I actually use. But that's what I used on this particular one. And just a little more detailing, and this interior will be done. But that pretty much completes my modifications to this interior. So thank you for watching, and tune in. Thank you.